Good morning to a beautiful day 291. We have got a beautiful breeze coming through today. Hardly any clouds in the sky, certainly over this way. Over that way we have. Anyone new to the channel, welcome. Please like and subscribe. Please comment as much as you can if you're new to the channel. Anyone that's got experience, certainly in construction or building houses, tell us where we're going wrong or right. Right or wrong. Anything you think we could do different, anything you think we can buy and install different, let me know. Hopefully current subscribers are doing well and everything's good with you. We are currently 549. I think it's 549 subscribers. So we've actually got 549 videos as well. So it's technically nearly 1 subscriber per video. Surely I can do better than that. Surely. Lots of people are watching the videos around the island and around the world at the moment, so it'd be good to try and get the actual the numbers of subscribers up. So please help me with that if you can. I'll be much appreciated. Okay, today, Saturday, normally skeleton staff, but not that skeleton. We've got 1 labourer down, 1 mason down, but the rest of the crew are in. Because it's the weekend, out of respect, they always leave my inside of the house out if they can, which is nice of them because the children are around. So at the moment they're sanding down the door in there, trying to get some varnish on there. Unfortunately, the water has leaked down the back of the door from the windows and stained, which I've just seen now, which I'm absolutely gutted about. So he's trying to sand that off, which I don't think he will because it's a water stain. So I think you'll find that would be quite deep. So we may have to paint the back of the door. I don't want to paint the front. I want to try and bring a bit of difference into the building. Bring in some wood into this white grey element would be brilliant. On that note, anyone got any ideas? I want to try and bring some natural wood into the look and feel of the building. So where can I put it and why? So the front garden gate, for instance, we're going to put a big sliding 20-foot gate in there, but I'm thinking about getting a steel frame made, which is in 2 pieces because it's 20 foot long. So probably 2 10-foot steel frames made with wheels on them. And I'm thinking about cladding the front with some form of probably a PVC, something that obviously can withstand the elements, but painting it a dark grey. And then I'm thinking about putting a nice cedar flashing on the front, which I said about in a couple of other videos. So that would bring some wood into the site, but that's going to bring some wood into the front. Whereabouts in here can I bring wood and why? Obviously we've got this door open in here. We could put some form of wood in there. I am thinking about doing a begonia on the back garden here. So this is going to, at some stage, and I can't bloody wait, this is going to be some form of garden, so it's going to be grass. So and I can't wait, it can't come bloody soon enough. But I am thinking about having some form of begonia barbecue area out on the grass here. So that will bring a bit of wood into it. But even like, for instance, the walls, we want to try and take the wall up a little bit in a height, one, so that the neighbours aren't actually getting our noise and our view all the time, and 2, so we're not also getting theirs. So do I bring some form of bamboo-y sort of type wooden thing along here to try and raise it naturally? Let me know in the comments below what you think. I like cedar, I like the smell and the look and the colour. So anything you can think of that would enable me to bring something in like that, that'd be great. So even if it was like, I don't know, some form of fencing or area around the pool area where we got this area here and here, is there something I can bring in that's, I don't know, will bring in some form of wood look? It'd certainly be nice. So yeah, let me know what you think. I don't want to have the expense for no reason. It's got to be used. It's got to be a feature as well as a use. I don't want it just to be a feature. But it would be nice to try and do something like that. We are thinking about. The plan was to do the wood all the way around the pool area. So the 5 foot sort of gap we got going all the way around the pool. We were going to do a wood decking in there. So that is still our intention. But obviously at the moment, budget number 1 and 2. The concrete levels not being where they need to be, so that will be 1 bit of wood that's both functional and feature. So yeah, let me know in the comments. I'm sure you guys have seen and whatever else, any pictures, any videos, any YouTube links, send them on. Today's plan, as you can hear the Hilti on the other side, they're just literally trimming some of the beams that maybe have gone out a little bit because of the formwork, and the aim today is to plaster this side. So the plan is today get this whole wall down here completely plastered. So as you can see, they're just chiseling off some of it just to make sure it beds in. They've got to go over the actual plaster that's down there because the beam has come out quite a bit here. They want to make sure the whole wall's level, so they've got to try and bring the plaster down work. They've got the plaster work down there. It's got to come out to ensure this whole wall can be straight. So they're chiseling into the old plaster to ensure the new plaster can bed into it. So hopefully by today, that's the aim. They're going to get that one plastered, and they've already pulled some lines down here, hence the lasers out there on a little block. They're going to obviously laser this one as well, and potentially try and get stuck into this one as well. And hopefully all they'll have to do on this wall is just that bit there all the way along. But this one, it's looking like they're going to have to do the whole wall and lose, you know, they'll have to do so much on there, but they're going to have to lose some of the plaster on the plaster. But anyway, that's going to be done. I'm going to get up and just quickly trim that gutter up there in a minute. Tentatively did the gutter just to get the water off the roof, which is fine, but they didn't obviously do it to a good standard. Not that I expected them to. So I'm going to get up there and quickly trim that so it looks good. Try and just make sure I get that done. And I might put some rubberization in there as well. We've got like this, in fact, I'll show you in a minute. It's a rubberization stuff you can get in Coimans here, and it comes with like a fibre cloth. You can buy the fibre cloth as well. So you rubberize the surface you want to have done. Then you put the cloth down. You roll and paint over with the rubber onto the actual cloth, and it literally gives it, one, it gives it a nice, you can mould it to the sort of how you want it to be, and two, the fibre enables when the rubber tries to do this, or even the concrete underneath expands and retracts, it just enables that waterproofness to stay in place. So I'm going to do the wipe out where the water's going to be. I'm going to get that done in a minute as well. Other than that, my main aim is inside really. Today, Saturday, is my day of cleaning windows and stuff like that, doing a bit of maintenance. We've had one window seize up. We'll say seize up, it's not seized up, it's a lie. They've obviously got bolts going up and down inside the inner and outer tracks, and our windows are in full lock position, open position, as in they open fully like this, or you put them right up and they tilt, so they're called tilt and turn windows. Both the tilt and the turn in the top right hand corner, they can't work because something in the top right hand corner is not being released and the corner won't come out. So it's only on one window. So I'm not too sure if it's just obviously a mechanical issue or whether the salt has managed to do its dirtiness in that corner or not. I wouldn't have thought it'd be the salt. I think it is just something adjustment-wise is not working. And but anyway, obviously when the window won't open, you can't do any adjustments. So I need to think about what I'm going to do with that. At the moment, it's a bathroom window, and it's been shut for now in the lock position. So that's one thing I've got to do. I did lubricate all the windows about 4 weeks ago, and I'm not too sure how often you have to do them here. I think the more often you can do them, the better. But what we are thinking about doing is creating a list of maintenance that needs to be done on a weekly basis, and trying to find someone that can come out once a month with that list and just go around and get those things done. I've got no problem doing that, but at the moment I don't have the time to do it, which means it won't get done and it needs to be done. So we're thinking about doing that. Even from a cleaning point of view, you know, you have to, the chandeliers I put up the other day, you know, I've not oiled those chandeliers since they've been up. So I've now put the crystals on, and I did it at the same time, but they should have been done before they went up. Any form of metal, certainly a chrome or anything like that, anything that's not stainless steel and a high grade stainless steel, you have to treat. So I would personally, if I was going to give some people advice, now I know what I know, I would probably get a see-through lacquer. And anything that is going to go up, like those chandeliers, perfect example, I'd spray them with a see-through lacquer, so that they're not oiled, but they're sealed. They look clear, and they've got a coating on them that is not going to be penetrated. I think that's probably the best bet. Oiling them is good, but oil doesn't last for a long time, and obviously it's quite messy and it smells. And but I've also heard that baby oil is the best thing here. So not a lot of people use it, but apparently that's one of the best things to use. So it's got a nice smell, it does what it needs to do, and it's completely clear. So I'm going to get some of that and try it anyway. But the hinges, I've tried to put grease on them. They don't really do grease here, but I've managed to find a grease which is like a bright green, and it's got a really weird smell. But I've greased what I can, but you go back to it like 2-3 weeks later and it doesn't look like it's been greased. So but yeah, so I think grease is definitely the best thing to do. Then you've got spray silicone, and then you've got dry sprays. So I think it's just trying to use whatever works for you, but also trying to book it in so that you can do it as often as you can to ensure that it works. So yeah, that's one thing we've got to do. I've also got silicone in the windows. I've been putting it off. I've got to get it done. The window guy was meant to be doing it, but he hasn't arrived. So either he doesn't want to do it, or either way, it's got to get done. I can't keep on waiting for someone to do it. So it's one of those jobs. I know he's not going to do it. I know he's not going to come back. From my point of view, I know that I've got to do it, but it's one of those things I've been putting off. So Monday, my next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday job is getting up the front and making sure I get all of those big gaps that we've managed to create, unfortunately, in the windows, trying to get them all sealed in. The fixer foam is starting to go dusty. So when the fixer foam goes from a nice solid material to a dusty material, you've left it too long, and it's starting to do that because the elements here are so brutal. So I need to get my arse in gear and get up there and get that done. So I'm going to get that done Monday. It's going to be my Monday next week job. Other than that, we're only 9:10, so there won't be a great deal going on today apart from what I've reported. So I'll certainly show you as when things change. And the guys are also, the carpenters are going to try and get into the basement of the pump room. They've still got to drill all of the 8x3 joists that are going around the whole basement now. They've got to drill those in with these big bolts that we bought. So that's one of the things they're going to be doing later on today, as far as I'm aware. And I've also got to sort all the wood that's come down so far. We've got to sort all of it into piles. And one of the other guys on the island that's building, I think he wants all of it. So we can take it down, put it into an order, and then he can come and get it and he can use it in his job, which is great news. I mean, from my point of view, to spend all this money on wood and lose all that money is a shame. So it's good to try and pass on some of the savings to someone else who's going through the same pain, that's for sure. I wish I had someone that could do it for me. So I reckon I spent at least 120 to 130,000 on wood, I would say. So anyway, have a great day, and I will check in later on. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Okay, so we're 10 to 12. Kitchen men. Here. Kitchen men are actually doing our laundry room, which is awesome. Text this morning, all emptied. So we're having 3 600s put in here, and a bespoke tool cupboard for everything put in here. Worktop in here, worktop over there, sink in here, sink tap in here. We're going for a corium with like a, same as the kitchen we got in here, but with a slight grain in it to make it look a little bit marbly. And we also got them to the piece that came out of where the hob was. So I got them to take it away and turn it into a cutting board, which is pretty cool. So anyway, so there's the big unit. That's going to go in there for the mops and brooms and stuff like that. They're also going to make the, this has all been done as well in here, it's all been filled and whatever. That's actually going to have a top pot on it, and we're actually going to get the guys to do the coring on that as well. So have that done in each bathroom. The guys, sorry about the wind, are flat out at the moment, chiseling and whatever else he says. He comes out and sees who's sitting down. Yeah, look, it's a Saturday. So the guys are flat when I came down, you sat down. Right. Tyson in the house on a Saturday. So they've been chasing into here. This is being plastered all the way up. Look, so Bristol's going for it. We'll try and get it plastered today this side. And obviously they're chasing out the beam up there. That's obviously been sticking out from the actual formwork, which is a pain in the backside. It has to be done. Okay, wind. Kitchen boys are somewhere, I'm not too sure where they are. They were regiment to go doing what they were doing in there. The boys over here doing the rods to the sides. Pulled some, we're seeing how far over the wall's gone compared to where that wall's gone, so we know where to plaster and get that wall straight. These boys are at that. You can hear some sanding down going on there. That's the door in the bathroom here being sanded down, and the varnish door being sanded, both being painted and varnished. Okay, I have done the windows inside and out from a cleaner point of view. What a bloody workout that was. So the windows look absolutely amazing. Let me spin it around, in fact. The windows look absolutely amazing, so I've done those in and out all round. That was a bit of a workout, and at the moment what I'm doing is the painstaking task of trying to get this siliconed. So I'm using the blue tape to get a straight edge, doing the first lot of silicone for now, and then once that's dried I'll go back over it again, do it properly, because as you can see the fixer foam orange is on there. So we might actually paint over that, I'm not too sure yet. But yeah, that one's been left on there. And as you can see, as you pull it off, it gives you a nice straight line. For anybody with OCD. Ooh, that was underneath, by the way, that's not silicone. So yeah, that's what I've been doing today. Washing's out. Yeah, for a Saturday we're pretty busy, so still stuff going on. Beautiful wife. Yeah, so need to try and put together a maintenance plan as well to ensure that we know every fortnight windows being cleaned, every other fortnight windows and tracks cleaned and oiled, stuff like that. So we've done the inside and outside this fortnight. Last 2 weeks ago I did the outside, it was quite straightforward, but the inside and outside was a bit of a mission. So, but now it's been done, it should be a case of just keeping on top of it now. And we did these as well. We took these down yesterday. They look absolutely amazing. But last night we just come back and one of the outer bulbs was on here shattered. Still works, but for some unknown reason the outer glass just seemed to fall off and shatter on the side when we came in last night. So it doesn't look the same obviously, but it does the same at the moment. I'm sure my wife will make me take it down and change it. I'll fight that one. Anyway, I'm going to continue doing this, finish off the silicone on here. The other side I did the other week as well, pretty much the first one. So again, I think what I'll do tomorrow is I'll get that masking taped up and get the second coat on there, and hopefully that will be good. We won't need to do any more. This one is looking better, as you can see, but the orange is still sticking through, so we'll try getting a bit of paint over it first to see what happens, and then I'll do another tape and another silicone. And then it's the front windows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So anyway, it's only 12 o'clock. I'm going to be shooting off in about an hour, so I won't be doing anything myself, but I will check in and show you what's been done for the day. Take care. Kitchen go. Looking good. I like that. Pouring with it's like a marble effect. Very nice. Cracking. Okay, so returned, it is nearly, and we have some nice kitchen tops. It's got like a marbly effect in it, but it's Korean like the other one. Kitchen's in. These doors aren't the doors that will be on there, they're just temporary for now. Have to go with English appliances because the American ones are monstrously big and won't go underneath, so we've got one of those coming. And on this side, same thing again. A smaller unit in this side. 2 600s and then this monster. So I'm not too sure what's going to go on though. I assume they're going to be thinner doors. And then we'll put electric in the back for any form of chargeable hoovers and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, day over. Tomorrow, please like and subscribe. Thank you.